This ant colony has transformed. Nope, still can't do the YouTube voice. I tried and I failed again. So in 500 days, this ant colony transformed from a single queen with a few workers into an empire with hundreds of workers and multiple queens. Before we can get into the video, I'll have to show you one thing, and that is the game plan. So first I'm gonna show you the 500-day evolution, and after that you and me are going to a funeral. Yes, ants hold funerals. Sounds cool, right? And for the last part, we're going back to a previous video, because I said this. If this video gets 80,000 likes in a month, I will let him do that to my finger. I will let him do that to my finger. I'll probably regret this. And of course, I regret it, because this video totally did not get 80,000 likes. I just want to know how it feels, okay? Yes, I'm weird. 500 days ago, something amazing happened, because that is when I made this transition. Still proud of that. You wouldn't believe how many times I had to slap this box to get that right. 17 times. I slapped that box 17 times. That's dedication. That first day, of course, I wanted to open the ants as fast as possible to see if they were still alive. And luckily, they were. Who would have thought that 500 days later, I would still be an ant daddy? Yeah, no, I heard it too. Never saying that again. This ant farm contained an arena and 2 nests. Yeah, I look like such a tool pointing at them. The ants are Messer and Galeris. A seed collecting. Oh damn, she looks pissed. So I had to hurry setting up the terrarium. Adding the sand is so easy. You'd have to be really dumb to mess this up. The only thing that can go wrong is that you add too much and the ants start digging in the arena instead of the nest. But nobody is that dumb. I guess my name is Nobody. I added some more nature, like 2 rocks, a dead stick and a dead cactus. And after that, it was just a matter of connecting all the parts. Et voila, time to add the ants. They weren't a fan of my shaky hands, I can tell you that much. That first day I gave them some food, but these ants tested the patience I don't have. They took a few days before they really started exploring. After that it went faster. They started to check out the rest of the arena and of course also started digging in there. I won't mention names, but someone added too much sand. On day 12, the queen set her first steps outside. But of course, she's the queen, so she didn't want to get her paws dirty. Paws, that doesn't sound right for ants. In the next couple of weeks, the ants moved out of the tube, but not in the arena where they're supposed to move and where they're moving later, but they moved into this corner here, just to move back into the tube a few days later. Why do they do this, you ask? Because they are antsy. Badoomt. I'm sorry. That was cool. I don't care what you say. I know it was dramatic, but on day 50, a legend was born. Yes, you all know and love him. It's Soldier Ant. Bob, the soldier ant, is a major worker that is a lot bigger than the other ones. You will see more of him later. The next weeks, I just kept giving them food and they kept shitting in the tube apparently. More food, more ants, more shit, more food, more ants, more shit. Yeah, you get the point. Nothing much changed until day 90. That is when I noticed something very wrong with the ants. You see that black stuff? That is mold. And mold is bad. Unless you try to deliberately grow it in a jar. But that is something for another video. Check out my Patreon if you want to see it already. This mold meant the ants needed to get ready for the big move. And of course, I was hoping they would move in the middle nest here, where they're supposed to go. But let's see what place they choose. At first, the queen didn't want to move, and only the workers were moving some seeds here. Let's follow some. They are skipping the middle nest and going right for the last one. They were not going where I wanted them to go. For now. They still had a lot of stuff to move, so they called in the help of Bob. The soldier ant. I just know you're waiting for it. Eventually, even the queen was ready. I apologize for the shitty footage. So the queen, workers and seed were moved. That means the last thing they have to move is the eggs and the larvae. And this right here is probably the larvae of another soldier ant. It is pretty big compared to the other ones, and even compared to an adult ant. You're probably asking now, when are they finally going to move into the middle nest? Geesh, stop asking. Yeah, I'm talking to myself here. No, I mean, I'm actually talking to myself. Currently, I'm sitting in my room, recording this nonsense. Anyway, on day 110, I noticed that the queen was gone, and that Bob was guarding the entrance here. I had a feeling they finally started moving into the right nest. Then I saw them feeding this larvae on top of it, and they were bringing it down into the nest. At that point I was certain they were moving in. Crazy strength they're showing here, by the way. You try carrying a baby with your teeth? No, don't try that. This right here was the real start of an empire. Yeah, on day 150 nothing much happened. Remember at the start of the video when I teased that this colony was gonna raise a lot of queens to keep you watching longer? Well, that part starts now. This right here is the original queen, and this is a new queen in the making. But this is just a start. By day 500, there are going to be at least 10 queens. Amazing, right? And yes, I said that again to keep you watching till the end, because of course you want to see the ant queens and the ant funeral and the ant bite, right? Remember when I showed you the new queen pupae? Yeah, of course you do. That was like 10 seconds ago. Well, this is her. The next couple of months, I just kept feeding the ant colony a lot. They were growing fast. That means they needed a lot of food, especially proteins. Over 7 minutes into this crappy video, and we're still only at the first part. Don't worry, we're almost there, because we reached day 300. At this point, the colony really started to explode, especially the number of new queens. Here is one. You can recognize them, because the other ants are bowing for them. Oh, and they're giant and have wings. Here is another one. Yes, she's alive. I think. This right here is the original queen. You can recognize her because she's effing huge. She lost her wings already, and she's the only one that can lay eggs. The other queens would normally fly out and look for a one-eyed ant. But yeah, of course, that's not possible here. So they're demoted to workers, but at least they're fancy. This is still cool. I still don't care what you say. These are pupae, by the way. One of the life stages of ants. Might be important information 8 minutes into the video. This is also a pupae, but it's a queen one. You can tell because she's fancy. Here is another queen one, but she's less old. And these are normal ones. You can tell because they're not fancy. The ants also started to get more active in the arena. This makes it sound like they're in the Hunger Games, but that just means they're really starting to build a nest in there. And that is not because I put in too much sand at the start 500 days ago. It is because my dumbass put in more sand when I cleaned a few days ago. And yes, I used a mouth vacuum for this. That is just like a regular vacuum, but I'm the one that sucks. And this is the part where it went wrong. That is way too much sand. So of course, the ants started digging in here, which is not really a problem actually. So why I'm telling you all this, I have no clue. The next couple of weeks, or yeah, months I should say, I guess, I just kept feeding them proteins and seeds. And yes, the colony is growing very fast now. The seeds they are bringing to this popcorn nest right here, which acts like a food storage place. As for the proteins they get, they bring those down into the nest to feed the larvae. And all this food definitely had an effect, because by day 500, the amount of new queens and ants in general is crazy. They were everywhere. Here is a pretty new one. You can recognize them because they are fat, they got wings. I don't really know how many there are. It is very hard to count them because, you know, ants move. but there is one that I would recognize everywhere. One outcast. You can recognize her because she got wing. She's already running around like this for a few months and she doesn't really seem bothered by it. Now I will give you some time to put on something black because we're going to attend a funeral. Doesn't that sound like fun? The ants were a bit too active for a funeral, so first I decided to feed them a little in hopes they would calm down a bit. And yes, ants are fish. I really hope this helps to get them a little bit less active. Don't ask me why, but they really love this stuff. Yeah, they're definitely less active. Anyway, that right there is their graveyard. Whenever an ant dies, the body lays there for 2 days. This way the other ants can mourn their dead. Yeah, just kidding. They just don't know it's dead yet. After 2 days it starts smelling. At that point an undertaker ant. Yes, they have undertaker ants. How cool is that? Anyway, one of those picks up the body and brings it to the graveyard. This is usually a big pile of dead ants and trash away from the colony so diseases don't spread. This one here definitely is not an undertaker ant because it's going the wrong way. Maybe this one? Nope. Here is a real undertaker. She's bringing this dead ant to her last resting place, or at least until I clean this and throw it in the trash. Okay, now it's time for something fun, me getting bitten. But apparently that is easier said than done. Ants really don't want to bite. And don't worry, these tweezers are designed to not hurt the ants. I don't know if it's because my disgusting sweaty hands or something else, but they really don't want to bite. I don't want to bother them for too long. So yeah, if this video gets 80,000 likes, I will try this with a soldier ant. If you want to see mold, go join my Patreon. Thank you to all patrons, members and everyone that watched. Think you'll like this video next. Bye.